You can use the third day of the ninth special session of the 21st Congress will now come to order. May we all bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer. Okay, Chief Clerk, roll call.
Senator Aritos, Senator Christian, Senator Figuer,
Yes.
Senator Colan, Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palak,
Yes.
Senator Berman,
Amen.
Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Urusamal,
Always present.
Senator Wali,
Here.
Speaker Simena.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 10 members are present.
We do have a quorum to transact business today. So next item is reading of the journal, Florida Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you again, all honorable members, staff, anyone who's observing our session online, wherever they may be. I now move that we dispense with the reading of the journal.
Second.
Line,
Has been
wherever
moved
they
and
may
seconded
be.
that we dispense
I
with the
now
reading
move
of
that
the
we
journal.
dispense
Those
with the
in
reading
favor
of the
say
journal.
aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
The next item is presidential communications. We are in receipt of one, and it's numbered 11-447.
Okay, assign that, Chief Clerk. Short recess subject to call on the chair. Just 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 subject to call on the chair. work with our LC legal staff on that. Okay, so let's go back. Congress is back in session. Next item, Chief Clerk.
The next item is item 6, FSM Supreme Court Communications. None, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 7, Member Communications. None also, Mr. Speaker. The next item is item 8, Departmental Communications. None.
Okay.
Item 9, Agency or Governmental Authority Communications. None also, Mr. Speaker. Next item is item 10, State Communications. None. Item 11, State Supreme Court Communications. None also, Mr. Speaker. Item 12, Municipal or Town Communications. None also, Mr. Speaker. And item 13, Foreign Government Communications. None also, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're now down on our order of the day. Item 14, Standing Committee Reports. Chief Clerk.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, for item 14, we are in receipt of one standing committee report, and it's number 21-71 on Congressional Bill number 21-331.
Chairman, Romano.
Order is
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the standing committee report, number 21-71. Chairman Romano.
move for adoption of the said report.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt standing committee report number 21-71. Discussion.
Speaker.
Discussion. Who's that?
Here.
Oh, floor leader first and Chairman Figueroa.
Okay.
Floor
Thank
leader.
you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to attend the hearing on this bill, but I failed to do so. So I would like to ask a few, I don't know, they may be inappropriate, but anyway, may I ask the indulgence of the committee that I need to ask my questions. First question, I want to know who were participating in the hearing. And furthermore, if there are other witnesses from the states, especially Chuk, that also participated in the hearing by Zoom or whatever means.
Chairman Romano, care to enlighten our colleague?
Yes, thank you very much, Speaker, and thank you very much, Floor Leader. The hearing was called for by the committee, and some members of the committee, including the Speaker, were showing up for the hearing, and with the attendance of witnesses from President's Office, the Acting Election Director, Chief of Staff, and the staff from the AG's office, with the question of if any witnesses from Chuk, there weren't any witnesses from Chuk show up for the hearing or participated in the hearing via Zoom. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Romano. So there were none from the states except for our national acting.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. And if I may further my question, to my understanding, our national government has been in existence for about 4 years now. And my question is, why is it that this idea has just come up to, come up with this presidential day, or, a day honoring our first FSM president.
Short
Short
recess.
recess.
Okay,
Okay, let's go back.
let's go back. Congress is back in session. You're done, floor leader, so I can keep the chair here.
Let me ask my question on the specific bill now.
Okay.
So, since as I said, I didn't have the advantage of reading my portable, and I don't know the content of the report. May I just ask as to what is the recommendation of the committee if they don't agree with what was proposed by the office of the president? And I want to know why and what are their proposed amendment to the bills submitted by request.
Okay, Chairman Romano.
Thank you very much, Speaker and Floor Leader. Your committee initially was not in support of the proposed bill. However, during the hearing, we have brought up some proposed amendments that we think it will be necessary to insert it into this proposed bill. Now that we have this session after the session that we have the hearing, we did not see the proposed amendment that we asked that they insert it or look into to see where they can insert it into this proposed bill. But with the times of an essence that the election is around the corner, the request for absentee by mail or by voting at the special polling places is already beginning. We feel that we will go ahead and support this proposed bill amendment, proposed bill by the executive, so it doesn't lose out on citizens who may be unable to request by absentee via ballot by mail or voting at the special polling places, since the proposed amendments that we want, it's not in place. So we would recommend that we go with what the proposed bill from the executive to suspend the voting at the polling places at the special polling place in Honolulu and Guam, but exercise their right to vote through mailing. That's what I can report on the committee's proposal.
Okay, so now all these people who have been voting at their special polling place will no longer do that, but instead request for absentee ballot so that they can vote by absentee ballot in mail. Am I correct in understanding what you're explaining?
That's correct. They, since November 2nd, they have been requesting to vote by mail per the advice of the election office that the voting at the special polling places is been suspended. So if we have change, then those that have requested to vote by mail will lose, or more than likely lose to cast their ballot at a special polling place because their name will not be on that list since they already requested to vote by mail. So we try to minimize that confusion and that windows of opportunity for the citizens to lose their ability to cast their ballot for requesting on either by mailing vote or voting at a special polling place if we insist that there should be a special polling place still regardless of President's request for suspension.
Okay, thank you, Speaker, and thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Floor Leader Harper. Chairman Figuer? Chairman Figuer?
No question.
Speaker?
I think I understand.
Oh, you don't have any more question? So you were supposed to come after. Okay.
Yeah.
We will go back. We'll go back. Conference is back in session. Okay, Senator Fikir has held it. Chairman Berman,
Speaker.
then Senator Palik.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
thank you
Member.
very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, floor, honorable members, and all that are observing our session this morning. Mr. Speaker, my main concern here, the reason behind the action is because of the pandemic. Because of the pandemic, they wanted to suspend the polling places. And every morning, as your chairman of Health Committee on Health and Social Affairs, every morning I read up and watch the news on the pandemic, especially in Guam and Hawaii, because that's where the polling places will be suspended. If you notice, on November 16 in Guam, it spiked up to 256 a day. But it's been constantly within hundred infected patients, including Hawaii. Hawaii went up just a few days ago, 181 a day in this. So as your chairman of health, I'm very, very concerned. I know election is very important. I know they're given right to vote for who they believe that should represent them. It's very important too. But we have options, and the options are absentee voting. And I think Joe Biden proved that absentee votes gave him the presidency. The way we know, after we heard all the counting votes, and then when they start counting the absentee, he started to regain the votes. But as a chairman of health, and what's most important to me is the health of our citizens that's actually in places that is actually spiking. The coronavirus is spiking and the number of dead people. And for me to vote yes to this, yes to suspend, that's what I'm going to do, because I believe that their health is more important than, for them to go out there. We gave them an option to vote for using absentee or register to vote online. And we also, that's more than enough for me to convince me that they can use that instead of risking their life, go to during the lineups. I know US did that, and look at what US is going through. They're breaking records of pandemic cases in the US nowadays. Every day. This morning, they went again in hundreds of thousands of people because, people are still going out. So I really want us to really rethink. I know vote is important, but rethink about the health of our citizens abroad too. Here in Pohnpei, I have no problem whatsoever. We don't have a case. Everybody can go and vote. But if the case is here in our states, all the four states, we have COVID-19, and I think we should be doing the same thing. People, we need to be very careful on how they go out and vote. And of course, if worst come to worst, then register to vote online is, if that's the only way to go. So this proposed to suspend, I am for it as your chairman of health. I'm asking members to look at it carefully. The health of our citizens are very important to us too. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Berman, for your statement. Vice Chairman Palik.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I ask for a short recess, please, Mr. Speaker?
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. or discussion? Conference is back in session. We're still discussing Standing Committee Report 21-71. Any further discussion? If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-71, say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-71 is adopted by Congress. Okay, next report, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, there are no more standing committee reports.
Okay, next item.
The next item is item 15, Special Committee Report. We have one, and it's number 21-15. This is the written report supplementing the oral report, which was adopted yesterday by the Honorable Esmond B. Moses as Chairman of the Committee to wait on the President.
Hey, Chairman Berman.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I so move for the adoption of the written report 21-15 by Senator Moses or Vice Speaker Moses. So move.
Second.
Any second? Okay, that's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt the Special Committee Report number 21-15, which is a written report supplementing the oral report made yesterday, submitted by the committee to wait on the President. Discussion. Any discussion?
Recess, please.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair.
Speaker, to
Special Committee Report 21-15. Any further discussion?
Question.
Questions being called for. If there is no objection, the discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of Special Committee Report 21-15, say yes.
Oh,
Opposed,
yes.
no. Motion carried. Special Committee Report 21-15 is adopted by Congress. Next item, Chief Clerk.
The next item is item 16 for assignment of measures and communications. Kindly refer to referral sheet number 21-116.
Okay, Chairman, members, review that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 17, unfinished business, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, bill calendar, first bill.
There are no bills, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. President's, okay, so let's go back. Congress is back in session. Well, we cannot do anything anyway with bills. We have only 9 members. So if there's no objection, we will go down to resolution calendar. Any resolutions?
Yeah. Speaker,
No?
Speaker.
Yes, Chairman Berman.
Yeah, thank you. If I may not be out of order, I motion to stand in recess till tomorrow at 10 a.m. Speaker time.
Thank you.
Before we entertain a motion, Chairman Usman, you have something?
Can we go down to miscellaneous business, or can I move, or can I make a rise on point of privilege?
Just rise on a point of privilege. You're recognized.
I shall rise on a point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, Chairman Romulo was talking about his area, Northwest, where some, I guess, his chiefs were asking that we put on hold, or that whoever is responsible for the air trap, the Christmas trap, we put on hold for that area. After our session, I received received letter from a chief from one of the atolls in the outer islands of Yap, namely Oleai Atoll, communicating the same feeling from the traditional leadership of that atoll, that they thank the U.S. for providing this Christmas trap for the past many years, but they ask that for this year, that if we put on hold, they can double up next Christmas for a Christmas trap. But so I communicated with the Department of Foreign Affairs. I was trying to reach the President's office, but the Chief of Staff was not in the office. I called his cell and was not able to reach him. But I just want to share the same concern as was raised by Chairman Romulo, especially for that one atoll in Yap, Outer Islands, Oleai, that they would like to put on hold and have people communicate to the U.S. military and government their appreciation, but for this year, no thanks. Double up next year. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Roosevelt. Okay, so you're only going to protect Ulay but not the other outer islands? Yeah.
Well, thank you,
Speaker,
Speaker.
may I ask Chairman of the a question?
I would like to do that, but absent any communication, and I know that they have no means of communicating with us here because they don't have any flights going to their islands. We have members of the Council of Tamil here, and I am awaiting their instruction from them. The reason I put this through is because I don't know when the Christmas traffic drops are going to take place, and I don't want to be late in communicating the concern of this one at all. Maybe perhaps we should talk with our state government as well as the Council of Chiefs from the outer islands. But that's their concern, at least for this one at all.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Speaker.
Yes, Speaker, may I ask a question?
Speaker.
Yes, Chairman Clement and Chairman Romo.
Yes, no, I just want to ask the Chairman of Chairman Rusumal, in what type of form that you receive your rice, your chicken, and your mail? Is it coming in what kind of packaging?
When I buy them from the store, they're in cases and they're all wrapped up. And my understanding on the cargo planes that bring in our goods and the ships, they come in and quarantine for 4 days at the quarantine place, including ship and plane cargos. And then that's when they allow them to go to the store. So that one, I'm okay with it because somebody's taking care of the quarantine, at least for now.
So with that, can you also have faith in our FSM task force and the states? That's, have them, trust them in their quarantine and their ways of doing things. Thank you.
Thank you,
Speaker.
Chairman
Speaker.
Romo.
Yes, I share the same concern with Chairman Rosumal. If they do that with these trucks, then I don't have problem with. But my concern is, I think we need to get a clear understanding from the entities that's supposed to brief us, because the chiefs from my region, they're waiting to make the decision if it's not going to affect the future relations or other means, then they would reject the chiefs that they would want to reject. But they were awaiting a response. But I hope the response can be coming as early as it can be, since the deadline, the trap dates are in early December. So I hope our staff could communicate with the entities that can give us a clear understanding so we can communicate to the communities and the chiefs on the remote islands. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, LC, I want you and with your staff, appropriate staff, to contact Foreign Affairs and President's Office, find out what would be the implication of the outer islanders not deciding not to accept for this year the Christmas truck. Okay, we need to do that.
We will do.
Shall we just to call the chair? session. Yes, Chairman Romulo, you have a point of privilege before we entertain the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With the passage of the report on the supplemental and the repatriation of our citizens on a military plane, I wish to register my concern that I expressed yesterday during our session, and I would express it today, that I do find it difficult to accept that they will allow only certain people aside from the Pohnpei residents. If they open to other state residents, then they will open it to all state residents that are willing, that want to go on the plane to Pohnpei. But if it's just the Pohnpei residents, that's okay with me. But if they selected only the two senators, Congress senators, I kind of find it hard to accept. But I want other officials, if they're willing to open for other state officials who also have work to do in their respective state. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romulo, for that. That being said, okay, there is a motion that was seconded to stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Chuk time. Those in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Chuk time.
Thank you, Kalangan and Chris.